Hello, everyone. I'm back with Finding Home. I'm on chapter 6. This one is spoken by Carrie. Ruined Hair and the Ice Cream Girl. Carrie had a secret. Something about her hair that she couldn't tell anyone. Not yet. She locked the door of the bathroom she shared with Ashley and stared at the mirror. How had this happened? The ice cream social was an hour away and Carrie was running out of time. Her hair was a disaster. A loud knock came at the door. "Let me in!" Ashley's voice was whiny. "You've been in there an hour." "Not an hour. Half an hour, maybe," Carrie thought. Desperation filled the room like floodwaters. She glanced around, a quick scramble through the drawers. Nothing. She looked along the counter for help. Still nothing. The problem had come after she blow-dried her hair. Sure, it was clean, but it hung like a plain curtain around her face. A little curl, she had decided. That would do the trick. But Mom was the only one who had ever curled at Carrie's hair. She had been so busy in the yard that afternoon. So Carrie had figured she would do the job herself, but not with the curling iron. That was off limits without Mom's help. Then an idea had hit her. Hairspray. After Mom used the curling iron, she always used hairspray. Maybe that was all she needed. Moving quiet and sneaky-like, Carrie had tiptoed into Mom's room and sprayed her hair better than it had ever been sprayed before. Then she hurried back to the bathroom and locked the door. A quick flick of the brush, and Carrie had expected the curls to appear. That's what they did when Mom fixed her hair. The thing was, Carrie wanted more curl today, something older, because 6th grade was the last year before middle school. First impressions were important. Instead, her brush got trapped in her hair like a spider in a web. She tugged it and turned it and tried to get it out, but nothing worked, and now her hairbrush was so buried and stuck in her wild matted hair she couldn't even see it, which was a secret she couldn't share with even Ashley. "I just have to brush my teeth," Ashley knocked again. "Please, Carrie." What to do? Carrie's heart pounded hard against her chest. Then at the last second, she spotted her bath towel. She grabbed it from the rack, wrapped it around her head, and flung open the door. Carrie breathed fast and hard. "Okay." Her eyes felt wide and nervous and panicked. "Your turn." Ashley stood there, arms crossed. "Why are you panting?" She wrinkled her face. "You sound like a dog." "It's hot." Carrie's heart raced like running feet. What could she say? They both knew she couldn't possibly have wet hair. She'd been out of the shower for way too long. Carrie tried to step around Ashley. "Wait!" Her sister blocked the door. "Take that towel off your head." Before Carrie could stop her, Ashley grabbed the towel and threw it to the floor. "What in the world?" Her gasp came quick and loud. "Carrie, your hair!" "I'm ruined." Carrie hung her head. "I borrowed Mom's hairspray." She lifted her eyes to Ashley. "I think I used too much." "You look awful." Ashley walked past her and grabbed her toothbrush. "You're supposed to ask." She squeezed toothpaste out onto the brush and ran it under the sink. The whole time, she hadn't taken her eyes off Carrie's hair. Ashley shook her head. "Mom's gonna ground you for a year." "That's why I had the door locked." Carrie stepped back into the bathroom and collapsed against the wall. How could this happen? Ashley started brushing her teeth. She turned and studied Carrie, tilting her head one way, then the other. She spit the toothpaste into the sink. "You know," Ashley touched the smooth side of Carrie's head, "it's not too bad if you could find a way to even it out." Ashley smiled. She was clearly trying her best. "This look is in style, I believe." Then the worst possible thing happened. Mom walked in. "Hey, girls, it isn't long until..." Her gasp was even louder than Ashley's. "Carrie, what have you done?" "Time to go." Ashley flashed another quick smile. Then she darted out of her bathroom, her toothbrush still in her mouth. Carrie's words spewed like water from a faucet. "You were in the garden and I couldn't use the curling iron, but I wanted extra curls because 6th graders dress up for nights like this, which is why I borrowed your hairspray, and now my hair is a giant fuzzball and I look like a human dandelion." Carrie grabbed a breath. That might have been her record pace for fast talking. Mom touched the frizziest parts. "We can, fix it somehow?" Carrie's heart sank. "No one will want to be my friend tonight." She collapsed in her mom's arms. "Are you mad?" No, Mom patted Carrie's giant hair. Come here. She turned on the water and got her hands wet. Then she ran her fingers through Carrie's hair. It looks like a tumbleweed. Carrie felt her like crying. For a second, her mom looked into Carrie's eyes. It's always better to ask first, she smiled, but in this case, I think you already agree with that. Mom left and returned with the hair straightener. We need the big gun. She plugged it in and they waited for it to warm up. Other than your hair, are you excited for tonight? Mom leaned against the door frame. Yes, Carrie thought about it, and kind of scared. I don't know what to expect, and I'm afraid I'll say something wrong or make some other mistake, like the hair, Carrie frowned. Carrie Baxter. Mom put her hand on Carrie's shoulder. You are an amazing, fun, beautiful girl. You are going to have too many friends to count. She smiled. Just be yourself. Her mom picked up the hair straightener. Okay, Carrie could do that. Be yourself. After a few minutes, one section of Carrie's hair was straight. The brush was still stuck somewhere in the mess, but Carrie wasn't worried anymore. Mom kept talking. Everyone makes mistakes. She took some of Carrie's hair and set it in the straightener. The key is to straighten things out, she grinned. As soon as you can. Straighten them out, Carrie laughed. Like my hair? Exactly. Mom worked the tool through another section and she raised her hand. I can see the brush. We're getting there. Yes. Carrie watched her mother move the hot metal tool over the puffed part of her hair. Mom was glad. Her mom was good at everything, especially advice. After a long while, Carrie's hair actually looked good as new. It's a miracle. She turned her head one way and then the other. Me and Ashley thought it would look like that forever. Mom even added some curl at the ends, and then she ran and got Carrie's pink headband, the one she had been missing. I found this. Her mom stepped back and studied her. There, you look beautiful. Carrie hugged her mom. Thank you, she said, and got one more look in the mirror as her mother left the bathroom. If this mistake could be straightened out, then Carrie was pretty sure she could survive anything, even being brand new at an ice cream social. The Clear Creek Elementary Gymnasium buzzed with hundreds of kids and their families. Carrie and her siblings got their ice cream and saw Dad at a nearby table. Brooke had stayed home to organize her school supplies. Her open house was tomorrow. When they were all seated, Dad looked at Carrie first, then Ashley and Luke and Aaron. Well, what do you think? Luke held up his spoon. It's a great place. I made 3 friends. He gave a chocolate grin. I like it. The youngest 2 had already been in their classrooms. Carrie took a breath. It's nice here. She looked at Ashley. What about you? Ashley frowned. I haven't met my teacher yet. Plus, he's a he, which I haven't had before. Dad sat between Carrie and Ashley. He patted Ashley's head. He teachers are very capable teachers. Ashley's finger tapped the table. Maybe. They finished their ice cream and Mom checked a piece of paper. Carrie and Ashley, let's go meet your teachers. She stood and Carrie and Ashley followed. Their dad stayed with Luke and Aaron. Room 112 was just down the hall, Carrie's 6th grade homeroom. A sign above the door said, Welcome, students. Here we are. Mom walked Carrie and Ashley into the room. The walls had one brightly colored strip of paper that ran along the room. It had a pattern of pencils and apples and composition notebooks. A woman approached Carrie and Ashley and their mom. Hello, I'm Mrs. Nancini. You can call me Miss Nan. She bent down. Which of you is Carrie? I am. Carrie shook Miss Nan's hand. Her teacher wore a beautiful green dress covered in pink flowers. She had a pretty smile, and her dark hair was pulled back into a white headband. I like your hair. Carrie stayed close to her mom. She still felt a little shy. It looks like mine. Miss Nan raised her eyebrows. Why, yes, it does. Carrie introduced her teacher to her mom and Ashley, and Miss Nan talked about what they would do in class this year. The teacher's eyes lit up when she talked. And before Christmas, we will write our own books. Their own books? Carrie wanted to jump around, but she stopped herself. This was 6th grade after all. I love to write. Good. Other kids were waiting for her, so Miss Nan had to go. I like you, Carrie. You're special. She waved. See you on Monday. Ashley's class was next, just down the hallway. Carrie was glad their rooms were close. This one was busy with lots of animal and number posters on the wall. A man walked up. "Hello," he extended his hand to their mom. "Welcome to room 107. I'm Mr. Garrett." He looked at Ashley. "Let me guess. Ashley Baxter. New girl." He shook her hand next. "And please tell me there's at least a little ice cream left in the cafeteria." Ashley and Carrie both laughed. Mom, too. A good sense of humor, Carrie thought. Perfect for Ashley. They talked a while with Ashley's teacher and then returned to the cafeteria. Dad and the other kids were waiting for them. "I think I need more ice cream. Chocolate this time." Ashley started back toward the line. She looked at their dad. "Don't worry. Ice cream is good for stressful times like this." When she returned with a scoop of chocolate, she looked at Carrie. "Your teacher is better than mine." "Yours is funny." Carrie leaned her arms on a table. "And he has a nice laugh." "Well," Ashley moved her spoon around in her ice cream, "I'm still jury out in this whole boy-teacher thing." Just then, Mr. Garrett walked into the cafeteria. Ashley slouched down. "Do you think he'll make us run laps?" Carrie giggled. "No, Ashley, he's not a PE teacher." The closer Mr. Garrett came to their table, the more jumpy nerves seemed to come over Ashley. Finally, she leapt from her chair. "I see Marcia. I'm going to go say hi." And without waiting another second, she left with her chocolate ice cream. Just then, Ashley's teacher walked up and introduced himself to their dad. The teacher sat down and talked about how he was looking forward to having Ashley in class. Carrie watched as Ashley left Marcia and hurried back to their family's table. She was holding her ice cream, and there was a paper plate on the floor in front of her. Carrie could already see this disaster about to unfold. Before Carrie could warn Ashley, Ashley stepped on the paper plate and started sliding. "Ashley!" Carrie stood up, but it was too late. Completely off balance, Ashley slid and tripped, and her ice cream dish flew out of her hands. For a second, Carrie watched the dish spin through the air until it landed splat on Mr. Garrett's head. Carrie dropped to her seat and stared, right along with everyone else in the cafeteria. Like a statue, Ashley stood, not moving, right behind her teacher, her face turned a shade of red Carrie had never seen before. Carrie shook her head. Poor Ashley, how could this have happened? For the longest time, Ashley's ice cream dish sat upside down on top of Mr. Garrett's hair like a small wet white hat. Then slowly it slid down his face, onto his shoulders, onto his dressy blue shirt. That's when he grabbed it and wiped the chocolate ice cream from his cheek. "Ashley, quick!" Their dad pointed to the ice cream station. Ashley didn't answer, didn't move, almost like she was frozen in time. Instead, Carrie jumped up and ran to the ice cream table for something to clean up the mess. Second disaster of the day. Even still, Ashley wasn't moving. Carrie ran the stack of napkins back to Mr. Garrett. People were still watching as their teacher wiped his face and shirt, best he could. Then he laughed. "I guess I better be leaving." He didn't sound angry or embarrassed. He stood and looked at his shirt. "Chocolate doesn't really go well with this color." He waved at Carrie's family. "I better go wash up." As he walked by Ashley, he smiled at her. "See you on Monday." Ashley's mouth hung open. She moved to the table, slithered back to her chair, and buried her head in her hands. At the same time, Mom covered her mouth and closed her eyes. Her voice got very quiet. "Ashley," she called out after the teacher. "So sorry, Mr. Garrett." The teacher saluted as he headed for the door. His entire head was matted with ice cream. Carrie tried to stop herself, but a small giggle came out. Ashley's teacher was a good sport. After a minute of silence at their family table, Ashley lifted her head. "I can never come back here again, clearly." Other people around them seemed to go back to their own business. Carrie took Ashley's hand. "It's okay," Mom said. "With mistakes, you just have to find a way to straighten them out." She winced. "As soon as you can." Luke did a quiet little laugh. It was sort of funny. Next to him, Aaron joined in. "Thank you," Ashley nodded to their youngest siblings, glad to be so entertaining. Then she turned to their mother. "I need a redo. There's no way to straighten this one out unless we move back to Ann Arbor." "Just tell him you're sorry, honey." Mom's voice was gentle. "On the first day of school." Ashley tossed her hands on the table. "The first day?" She rested her foreheads in her fingers. "I'm extra destroyed." Dad patted her back. "At least you made a big first impression." He smiled a little. "He's not going to forget you." My future at the school has been decided forevermore. Ashley covered her face again. I'm the ice cream girl. Something about that sounded funny, and this time everyone started laughing. First Ashley, then Mom and Dad, and then Carrie, and then other kids, until the whole family was having the best of time. As they drove home, Carrie relaxed into her seat. Everything was going to be all right. School was about to start, and there was no telling how the happy times ahead. And one day soon, Ashley would forget about the ice cream social disaster. After all, everyone makes mistakes, and Mom and Dad would help straighten them out, even the worst of them. That's the end of chapter 6. See you guys later.